week, and we have the PGA Tour on a beautiful little tropical island in the middle of the Atlantic, about 777 miles from New York City, about 2 hours from North Carolina, about 3 hours from Miami. How do I know? Because I used to fly it every week to Bermuda. They on the west side of the Bermudian island. It's only 20 miles at Port Royal. Playing that golf course, I know that golf course. I bet I played it 100 times. Coach, what do you got with the PGA Tour in Bermuda?
Well, first and foremost, I need to ask everybody, do you have your papers and your pencils and ready to take it down? Because we're starting the show off red hot this week. Now, understand, because you gave all the background, I don't need to go into all that. Thank you, JBL, very, very much. But this is one of those really hard weeks because there's not the top guys like at the Zozo Championship. And by the way, we came within 2 strokes of going a perfect 4-0. That's how close we came last week. So this week, when you got a guy named Will Zalatoris is the betting favorite, you know you really got to dig deep to handicap a tournament like this. So here's bet number 1, tournament matchup. Luke List. Write it down. -135. None of these odds are very high. You're not going to lay a lot of juice over Maverick McNeely, the young standout from Stanford. He's got a fantastic girlfriend in Danielle Kang. She's winning on the LPGA Tour. McNeely, not winning on the PGA Tour. Bet number 2, Anirban Lahiri. Now, people at home, if they don't want to go with my picks, it's okay. But go back and look at the leaderboard for the Punta Cana, Dominican Republic event, which was about a month ago. 14 holes on the water. JBL, how many holes would you say are in the wind on the water at Port Royal Golf Club they're playing this week?
They got one of the greatest par 3 there, coach there, hole number 16. It's a 240 carry. I played it many times. That wind's blowing. You can't get there with the driver unless you're a pro.
Boom. So you got to be a great ball striker. Thank you for setting me up for that. So when I look at Anirban Lahiri, he's a guy that always shows up in the wind at difficult courses. Now, keep in mind, this is just over 6,800 yards. So it's not very long at all. This is almost like an LPGA distance and not a PGA distance. So a lot of short irons, a lot of wedges. So take Lahiri over Bo Hostler, the youngster out of Texas. That is +100. So it's even money for Lahiri over Hostler. Bet number 3, Patrick Rogers. He also played very well a month ago in the Dominican. He's -110, so essentially even money over Tom Lewis. Now, Tom Lewis has had a really good year, but since the year started over, he hasn't been playing well at all. He hasn't got a lot of opportunities because he's way down the list. So he's going to be a little bit rusty. Rogers is not. So take Rogers over Tom Lewis. Those are your 3 bets. But guys, we've been so close on our bonus bets. We're going to give it one more chance this week. A bonus bet.
Yes. I love bonuses. I love bonuses, Coach.
I know you do. So I'm going to give you a top 20. Now,
Coach,
you may never heard of
128 to 1. Your guy, it almost cashed.
We're so close. I had guys that were tweeting me saying, Coach, you're so close. We had Lonto Griffin, who went into last week, just one back going into Sunday. He kind of fell back on Sunday, but we were very, very close at cashing that ticket. Cameron Percy, +330, top 20 finish. If you want to bet him to win, go for it. He's +8,000. This is going to be one of those weeks where you can hit a long shot because all of them are long shots because there's not a lot of big names. Brendan Todd is a defending champion. Last year on this course, 24 under par. So it's going to be a lot of low numbers. So be ready. Don't panic if your guy gets behind a little bit on Thursday or Friday. And there you go. Those are your 4 picks this week.
How did you not get to go to Bermuda?
Well,
vacation in there.
Wouldn't that be nice? But they're very particular about who they send, how many people they send. And right now with COVID and the fact that there's been these positive tests, even on the PGA Tour, let alone the World Series, let alone all these different places, they're not sending a lot of people on site. And I'm okay with that. So we call our events from the studio in Florida, at least for the time being.
JBL, you didn't tell Coach you got the invitation? And you didn't tell him.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I did get an invitation. I really did.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure
I lived there for 8 years. I ran a charity there. So it was, yeah, and I did get an invitation. I didn't want to go.
I know they love you there, buddy.
Problem with Bermuda, they're one of the safest countries in the world with COVID. But if you get COVID while you're there, you're stuck there for quite a long time because you can't get off the island until you get it cleared in 14 days. So I didn't want to take the risk.
Well, yeah, Podrick Harrington, by the way, he did a video standing on one of the tee boxes today. We're taping this on Wednesday, and he was talking about how safe they are with the testing, how much testing that they do, and that if you want to take a vacation, there's very few places in the world that you can right now, but Bermuda is a place that you can.
It is one of the safest places deemed by the CDC and the World Health Organization as for COVID in the world.